You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
And shout out to the real ones that actually listen to the podcast. Let me give a shout out to Grace Report, because Grace Report always tells me that she listens to the podcast. So I know she'll hear this one. This is a special podcast episode. If you miss out on the short form videos that we post on YouTube, I'm going to give you a nice, solid Hot Topics episode, but also an update on some of the stories that we talked about this week. Do me a favor, for those that are listening and still have not rated the Kempire Podcast, King of Pop Culture Podcast, rate it now on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And if you're not a Club Kempire member, you're missing out. I'm dropping all kinds of tea. I dropped Potomac tea the other day, and I'm about to drop the New York City show because it's almost a month since our New York City show. Tomorrow will be a month since our New York City show. So I'll be dropping the audio for Club Kempire exclusively first. And there's so much over there on Club Kempire that you're missing out on. My White Lotus recaps. I talk about Paradise. I've talked about so many different things. And maybe I'll talk about Zendaya. I love to call her Zendaya. I know it's Zendaya. Calm down. And maybe I'll talk about the Zendaya movie, the drama there, more in depth than I've talked about on social media. But before we get into any of that, Kyle Richards is back in the news. And I know you're probably thinking, why are we talking about Kyle? Because, look, this is a special podcast episode, and some people do want to hear about what's going on when it comes to Kyle Richards' real story and not what she is sharing on Real Housewives or not sharing on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It feels like every time we have a new season or we're about to end the season, there's rumors that Kyle Richards is not coming back for another season. There's also rumors that Lisa Rinna is going to make a big return. Doubt that, because Lisa Rinna has been so shady towards the network, the show, and everything like that. I know she was recently on Watch What Happens Live and Andy praised her, but no, I don't see that happening. She's a liability. Let's be honest. She's a liability. And it was a very toxic and dark time. I don't think Beverly Hills production or the network wants to go back to that dark time. I also don't think that Lisa Rinna could anchor a show. Say what you want about Kyle, and I do feel like she is a better anchor than Lisa Rinna, but it's time for Kyle to really take a break from this show. Sidebar, if you missed our recap, we have been recapping Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I find it so funny and interesting. People asking me, Kempire, are you still recapping Beverly Hills? Yes. I just do it in a combination of a bunch of different other hot topics. We do it every single Friday. So go check out our YouTube lives and check out the timestamps, because I'm also adding the timestamps. So for those that want to hear my thoughts on the lackluster season 15 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, especially when I talk about Bozema and her proposal, "You're my queen to be." That's exactly what it was giving, especially when you look at what Keely was wearing. Oh, I really do. There is a part of me that wants to root for Boz, but I just know too much. I know too much about how she's treated other people in the corporate world honestly, I feel like watching her navigate this show proves what people have been saying about her and how she was in the corporate world. But that's me. I've digressed. Let's talk about Kyle Richards, because over the weekend there was a story from TMZ reporting. They said Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards sued her sister Kim Richards last year in an effort to kick her out of her LA area condo, TMZ learned. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, Kyle filed a lawsuit against Kim in January of 2025, over a year ago, seeking to have her older sister vacate her 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,633 square foot condominium in Encino. And I know you're probably thinking, what? How could she kick her own sister out? I thought Kim was in rehab in Florida, but rehab's only 30 days, typically. Kyle claimed Kim had been living in the condo for years, but she told her to pack up in late 2024. In her suit, Kyle sought possession of the place and wanted damages against Kim of $140 per day, beginning in November of 2024 for every day she stayed past her welcome. So I know what you guys are thinking, Kyle, you don't need this money. $140 per day? You don't need this money. Why are you doing this? In all fairness, and I think this is where some fans, they find it hard to see Kyle's side when it's necessary because you dislike her so much. I get it. I don't love Kyle on the show, But we also know what she's been dealing with when it comes to Kim. Kim has real addiction issues. And I think what's happening here is we're seeing a family member. If we just put it in plain in regards to, we don't know who these people are, and we really don't. Kyle is dealing with a sister that has serious addiction issues and has had serious addiction issues for years. And I know what you're thinking, you can't put her out on the street. For those that have had family members that have been in this similar situation, you all have struggled with similar struggles in regards to, I don't want to put them out on the street. And now you add on the layer of Kyle being a public person, a public figure. She's like, I definitely don't want to put my sister out on the street because then people are going to judge me. People are going to say I'm the terrible sister, blah, blah, blah. It's all of that. But if we think about what Kim has been going through, stealing, drug addiction allegedly, alcohol addiction allegedly, I don't know if we have to say allegedly, but we'll say allegedly because we don't know what it is. We know there's an addiction going on. We have to keep that in mind. Kyle is dealing with a sister that's dealing in addiction, and who we don't know the context. But some people are saying, why aren't we talking about this on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Because Kim is a grown adult. That is really her story to tell, and it's also a hard story to tell. I feel like people give other people grace in regards to this particular story, but because people don't like Kyle, including myself, they don't want to give Kyle grace in regards to it. They're like, oh, you're a terrible sister. Kathy wouldn't do this to her sister. But what is Kathy doing when it comes to her sister now? Kathy could be buying her sister a place. It's not like Kyle's the only rich sister. We have Kathy, who's the richer sister. So they said that Kim apparently never responded to the lawsuit, so a default judgment was entered in March of 2025, requiring Kim to surrender possession of the property. Court docs in June of 2025 showed that the LA County Sheriff's Department tried to serve Kim with the judgment, but she apparently already moved out of the home. So Kyle was able to take possession of it. Kim and Kyle, where did she move though? That's my question. Where is Kim? Because remember, it was not last season. Was it last season? Kim actually filmed with Kyle. It was season, oh no, they do mention it here in the article. It says Kim and Kyle have had a rocky relationship for years. The eviction lawsuit was filed a couple of months after sources told TMZ at the time that Kim had relapsed after years of issues with addiction, and the family decided to take a tough love approach until she got it together. Because remember, Kim is older than Kyle. And she's been dealing with addiction for a long time. And yes, we can love Kim, and we do. And some of you just want Kim back on your show for your entertainment. You're not thinking about her addiction issues. You're not thinking about her well-being. The same goes for the people that keep saying for Katie Rose to come back. Katie Rose is dealing with the same thing. So during the season 14, so this was last season, during the season 14 RHOBH reunion in mid-2025, Kyle and her older sister, Kathy Hilton, provided an update on Kim. They said their sister was living in Florida and doing better now. So they didn't really say much. But again, she's an adult. They really shouldn't be speaking on what she's going through because that could also set her back if the world knows what's really happening with Kim. So that's the update that TMZ had in regards to this. Kim had already moved out, but where is Kim? Where is Kim Richards right now? Because honestly, I'm thinking she's in Florida getting her life together. But there is no update. And I wonder if we get an update at this particular reunion. It's really sad. It really is a really sad thing, especially when you're at this particular point in your life. If you're still addicted to something at, I don't know, was she 60-something years old? It's sad. It's sad. Pray for Kim, y'all. Pray for Kim, and don't be so hard on Kyle. I know, you're like, Kempire, really? No, this is a tough situation. This is why people get so mad at Kyle, but y'all don't have that same energy for Kathy. Y'all give Kathy grace because y'all really dislike Kyle. Both of them, I'm saying, should be given grace when it comes to this situation. So the new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac is about to start literally this week. And now a new report says that regular Robin Dixon is returning.
Hell no.
Well, is she returning full time or as a friend of? There were also some speculation yesterday that Kiarna Stewart has confirmed that she will be returning for another season, but is that true? So it was just a couple of weeks ago that we were reporting to you the reality blurb exclusive in regards to who was coming back and who was not coming back. So I reported to you that at the time, regular Robin had not decided whether or not she was going to return full time or as a friend of. We will get to that in just a second, because one of the other things that we talked to you about was whether or not Kiarna or Angel were going to return. So as you know, during this season of trying to figure out their cast, there's a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of speculation when this person's coming back, when this person, is this person being asked back. One of the things that Reality Blurb originally reported was that multiple people would be coming back from last season. However, they would really be auditioning for their flute. So there would be no guarantee whether or not they were going to be full-time or a friend of. The only person at the time that was confirmed to be full-time, according to them, was Stacey Rush, which I've seen recent pictures of Stacey celebrating her birthday in, I think, the Caribbean or Mexico or somewhere with Timo and her daughter. So it seems like her storyline is intact for season 11. But a lot of people yesterday were speculating whether or not Kiarna Stewart was coming back. A lot of us have said, we don't want to see Kiarna come back. We were open to Angel coming back, but we did not want to see Kiarna coming back. She's had her opportunity as a friend of, 2 seasons as a full-time housewife, and really it just didn't land. I also I wanted to see Angel come back and see her without Kiarna. They're saying that Angel also is not coming back, according to my sources. So Kiarna and Angel probably won't be back next season. But people were speculating when Kiarna posted this beautiful photo of her in like this big, beautiful suit. And she said this in the caption: "This season is about intention. It's the difference between performing and becoming. The rebrand is here and it's personal." And she put the flute emoji. So that had people thinking, wait a minute, is she coming back this season? So, I had to start reaching out to people and wondering like, wait, is she coming back? Is she not coming back? Well, according to my sources, no, she's definitely not coming back. So I'm thinking this rebrand is her not being a housewife. And I had a feeling when I saw the caption, I was like, well, this could go a whole assortment of different ways. But now it's just going to feel even sadder when it's announced that you're not filming, you're not back. Oh, damn. But are we surprised that she's also like the Countess of Cringe, like Shamia in a lot of ways. If anything, she's giving Shamia a run for her money. So according to the streets, she won't be coming back. But you know who is coming back, according to the Reality Blurb? Regular Robin. So you guys have been missing me saying regular Robin, so get it in now, because apparently regular Robin will be returning. So Reality Blurb writes this. They said, while Reality Blurb previously confirmed former Real Housewives of Potomac star Robin Dixon would be returning for season 11, it was unknown at the time if she would be holding a champagne flute or be a friend of to the Housewives. And the reason why we're getting this story today is because, like I said, they literally start filming this week. A source has now confirmed Robin will indeed be returning in a friend of capacity, and they revealed what ultimately led to the decision for her not to be full-time. I'm so glad Juan Dixon is not here right now. That's the reason. And I'm actually glad that she decided not to, because I don't think I would enjoy Robin trying to give us the same of what she was not giving us. And according to sources from way back in the day, I told you guys this in previous videos, even people in production did not believe that relationship, allegedly. So they say this: Robin is definitely back as a friend, the insider shared. Although she didn't want to return in any capacity last year after she was let go, and even refused to show up at the event Giselle Bryant hosted for the podcast they are both on, she changed her tune this season. Because I told you last season, Robin was asked to come back, but as a friend of. So as for what made her change her mind, the source alleged that she needed the money. Well, damn. And thus ultimately swallowed her pride and took the Bravo bait. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what about the hats? What about the glow bar? Well, those things aren't going to sell on their own. It's not going to sell from the podcast. Being on this platform, I'm sure she saw a huge difference in regards to sales when you're on the show versus when you're not on the show. And even in a friend of capacity, especially with her relationship with the network and in production, they will highlight those businesses for her. So Robin is real and always has been, they continued. But a friend of role makes more sense for her at this point in time. It was clear in the past she didn't like the microscope being put on her relationship with her husband, Juan Dixon. And if she's in a friend of role, this is not something that will be focused on. Juan also didn't like being dissected on TV and being involved in the show, and by Robin being a friend, he won't have to play a part in it. That was the main decision. That is the main decision as to why Robin is not going to be full-time. I think Robin would more than be willing to be full-time, but Juan isn't. While casting roles can always change, the insider insisted that Robin would have to do a lot to have her status change from friend of to full-time. Robin will definitely get extensive camera time if she has something that production decides they want to focus on, the insider added. However, as things stand now, she will be back in a friend of role. She still has many fans and supporters as well as authentic relationships with some of the cast members, so she will be a seamless fit to return. They know why they're bringing Robin back. They want Robin to hold Karen Huger accountable and basically be the arm for Giselle, because Giselle wants to play nice and innocent, so they will use Robin to play that. Reality Blurb previously confirmed who would be featured on the 11th season of the hit reality show. According to a source, the following women who were a part of last season are all returning for the upcoming season of the hit reality show. Karen Huger, Wendy Asefo, who was on the cover of Glamour Bulgaria. Did you guys see that? Mm-hmm. A lot of you have big reactions to it. I was shocked by it as well. She looked great, though. I'm going to give her that. So Wendy will be returning. Ashley Darby, I know. Tia Glover and Giselle. While their returns are confirmed, the insider makes it clear that their statuses as full-time housewives were up in the air as they are all auditioning to hold a champagne flute. So no promises, Giselle. You didn't even get a package at the reunion. They also claim that Stacey Rush was absolutely returning as well and is the most secure in terms of who will be full-time. As far as Monique Samuels goes, nothing has been decided thus far in terms of if she will be a part of season 11 or not, they elaborated. The insider also revealed that Kiana Stewart and Angel Massey will not be a part of the next season for RHOP, insisting that's the word on the street. Finally, they share that Robin has made the cut and there would be a new girl in the mix. I did hear about that. That is definitely something that's happening. There will be a new face. And there was no report on Jazzy, based on what I heard from the end of last season, that Jazzy wouldn't be returning. And based on this Reality Blurb exclusive, doesn't even sound like she was a factor. Ooh, sorry, Jazzy. I think you have more potential than Kiana. Just saying. Wow, so regular Robin's coming back. How do you feel about this cast, this current cast? Well, there's already going to be a lot going on when it comes to Karen. There's going to be a lot going on when it comes to Wendy Asefo. It will be interesting to see who this new person will be. Stay tuned. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Real Housewives of Atlanta's newest star, K. Michelle, reveals that she actually auditioned to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta with a different man before deciding to bring her longtime on again, off again, now husband, onto the show. Not only that, Ciara Miller has a clapback at Amanda and Wes, but apparently Amanda and Wes are still going strong. So, you know, I've been recapping recently. Yesterday we did a recap for Tuesday Takeover of Summer House. I watched all of the episodes, including last night's episode as well. I do have thoughts in regards to that. But one of the things that I saw before I went to bed last night was Ciara Miller from Summer House on the red carpet. On the red carpet.
Everyone's thinking of you. How you doing, girl?
Oh my God, we're thriving. We're at Euphoria.
Yes,
How could we not?
baby, yes.
Looking amazing at the Euphoria season 3 premiere. And one of the things that she said when asked about, how are you doing? She says, we're thriving. And I love that for her. I love that for her. I really do. And especially after watching last night's episode, and so many of you have already said this about Ciara, she has her head on straight, at least when it comes to every other, part of her life. Besides dating, we get, but you know what? She's young. Everyone goes through it when it comes to dating. I'm sure you have as well. But just seeing her talk about buying her grandparents' home and what she did in order to do it, setting up an LLC, putting it into a trust, I was like, this girl is no amateur. She is no dummy. So I'm enjoying Ciara on Summer House, and I'm enjoying talking about it. And I didn't realize, I usually get the tea on what's going on in the Bravo universe, especially when it comes to Real Housewives, and I've gotten some new information. But I didn't expect to get any Ciara information. So don't worry for Ciara. When she says we're thriving, she means it. Because according to my exclusive sources, Ciara is weighing a lot of different possible options, including possible shows, according to my sources. So stay tuned for Ciara. But speaking of the love triangle that is Ciara, Amanda, and Wes, TMZ has an update, a new story. I mean, who fished the story to them? I don't know. Oh, sidebar. I will say this. According to sources, multiple sources, I'm hearing from behind the scenes, Bravo is taking this Amanda, Wes, and Ciara situation very seriously, meaning like they are telling their Bravo celebrities, like across the whole Bravo universe, guys, take it easy. We're very concerned about Amanda. You saw what Kyle said to Adam Glenn on the street, that he's worried about her mental health. So this story in TMZ is really interesting timing because Bravo and the executives are telling the talent, be mindful of what you say on social media. She's struggling, blah, 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 blah. Including, according to my sources, they've said this to Ciara as well. I'll say allegedly. Well, now this story comes out from TMZ that the love between Amanda and Wes is going stronger than ever. They write this: Summer House stars Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson aren't sweating the chatter about their relationship. In fact, TMZ has learned that they're leaning all the way in. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ, despite speculation, Wes has been seeing other women that couldn't be further from the truth. Because you may have heard a report that he had a girlfriend out in the Midwest. They said, we're told he's been fully committed to Amanda and showing up as a supportive partner behind the scenes, like he was during the season or before we knew what was going on. It's very interesting watching this season after knowing what we know now. And you may have also seen a story, we talked about it here on the channel as well, that Wes and Ciara may have hooked up back in February after the summer, which may have overlapped with his relationship with Amanda. So TMZ says that their sources say the noise is largely driven by fan assumptions and social media narratives painting Wes as a playboy, with even innocent interactions like chatting with fans getting twisted into something more. Bottom line, Amanda isn't bothered. We're told she trusts Wes and feels confident in their relationship. The two are still going strong and building things without letting outside opinions interfere. And I think a lot of people believe this because when she was recently spotted in public, she was wearing items that West has worn before while hugging her current husband, Kyle. So they continue. It says, as for her castmates, we're told it's a mixed bag. Amanda stays in touch with a few close friends, but not everyone in her orbit. For those not caught up on the Bravo drama, Ciara Miller, Amanda and Wes co-star, previously dated Wes and was also one of Amanda's close friends, adding another layer to the tension. Rumors about Amanda and Wes began after her split from Kyle Cook, later confirmed in a joint Instagram statement shared on both Amanda and Wes stories. They broke the story, TMZ, that Ciara got a heads up before the post, while Kyle still believed that the rumors were just speculation and questioned both of them multiple times. Summer House continues to air amid the fallout, and as TMZ first reported, Amanda will attend the upcoming reunion despite online backlash and claims she's skipping it. And I believe the reunion is set to film next week. So that will be interesting. That will definitely be interesting. So I guess those reports of her struggling with her mental health aren't true. You also know this week we recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta's season 17 premiere. And I just want to say I told you so because I literally said, roll back the tape, that I have a little bit of red flags when it comes to K. Michelle and her storyline. How she says that she got married a couple of weeks before they started filming. However, I also told you, I know she's been on again, off again with this guy, and she even filmed Marriage Boot Camp with this guy. Well, K. Michelle sat down with an interview with Jason Lee and talks about how she filmed with she was speaking with production with another guy, a guy that she claims that she was trying to use to make her on again, off again, now husband jealous. I mean, there are red flags with that too, because if any of this is true, why did you have to do all of this? You went on Queen's Court to make him jealous. Then you did all of this to make him jealous. It's not making sense unless it's just a storyline. Okay, we shall see. So I'm going to play this on and off under fair use. Okay, I'm going to play the audio for you guys.
Bad, honey.
But you're actually a real housewife.
I'm a real housewife. I've been with my husband. We've been friends since high school. Yep, I had some penises I flipped on in between that and have gone through all of that. But
quite a few different relationships she's had since high school. So this is very interesting. I also saw a clip where she talks about being in love with R. Kelly.
You know, with us breaking up, getting back together, everything, we've known each other since high school.
I know, I saw that. And you were on Marriage Boot Camp together.
Yes.
But wait.
So you want me to tell you the truth?
Absolutely.
So I'm not giving up anything with the TV show because they didn't follow this. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
So me and him had been together so long. We had been together 10 years. That man did not marry me.
The first time you were together?
Yeah.
For 10 years. For 10 years. And look, we talk about relationships, and, you know, we were just talking about Kiana. I know you all are thinking Kiana's coming back. According to my sources for Real Housewives of Potomac, she's not coming back. I don't know what that post that she posted was even about. But according to my sources, they're saying she is not coming back, and neither is Angel. Oh, damn. I know you're getting a little RHOP in the mix of this video. This is why it's important to watch all of the content.
He did not marry me. Years and years we did marriage boot camp. We did everything, issues that couples go through. And I said to him, you need to step it up. Still no step up. So
What does step up mean?
Step up means like, come on, just ask me to marry you. Let's go do this. Let's
make an effort.
Make an effort.
Yeah.
You know, people get complacent. They get used to you. And no matter how.
But after 10 years, what makes her think in marriage he's not going to exhibit the same behavior? You have to do all of these tricks and shows. Because remember on the first episode, she talks about going on Queen's Court in order to give him sort of like this ultimatum to put his feet to the fire. Like, if you have to do all of this, he's not worth it. And we've seen this man. He ain't worth it.
That is funny.
How great the world thinks you are, the people that you care about most, if they don't treat you like that, it's a problem for you. I said, you know what? I'm going to cheat on you.
And you cheated?
Yeah, so I went.
Wait, did you tell him that?
No, now he know. So this man came into my...
She says now he know? Well, I guess based off of being on the reality show. Continue to listen.
DMs. And the man had everything. He had the societal, everything he's supposed to have. He was handsome, all of that. So I started running around town with him.
So you were running around with somebody else?
Yes, because my husband...
And in all fairness, because I know we talk about these things and in a perfect world, no one's doing this. No, but people very much like K. Michelle that don't have the name that K. Michelle. You know people in your own life that have messy relationship lives very much like K. Michelle. So I am not saying that this doesn't happen in real life.
I always do stuff. So it was my time. I had 2 coaches, 2 NBA coaches. Why 2 NBA coaches in your DM at the same time?
2 NBA coaches.
One of them wasn't Nia Long's husband.
No.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you if it was. Okay. No, because he was wrong.
Yeah.
That ain't what it was. It was 2 NBA coaches, and both of them was handsome.
Okay.
I said, well, this is the Bible. This is what I was asking about. So what I did, I picked one of the DMs.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. I was trying, he had elder.
You see how Pisces do you? Look, I know y'all weren't ready for that. You see how Pisces do you? Pisces.
Buried at my hotel, everything I needed. He was so handsome. This was the perfect on paper man.
The one that was in the DMs.
Yes, we
Okay.
started this whirlwind romance. And then Real Housewives came. And I was like, you know, they was like, oh, you thinking about the show, this and that, what you think? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, sign me up. Like, you know, sign me up. So when they, you know, we started talking about Real Housewives, I told the guy that I was dating. And he was like, you know, because he's somebody. He's somebody.
But why would you tell the guy that you're cheating with about doing a Real Housewives show? Just asking the questions.
I talked to him. He was like, I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you. And I was like, okay, great. So they started to talk to him. He had
First red flag. I always tell you, any person that's willing to do reality, like your partner's willing to do reality television with you, okay, maybe not a red flag, but a pink flag. Like, why are you so willing to do this? Why are you so willing to do this with me? And we just started dating. I don't know the timeline here, but I'm assuming that this is only maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple of months of dating.
a whole engagement date.
Set up already.
Oh, he gave them the date that he was
Engagement? What, in a matter of weeks, a matter of months?
proposing, and this was going to be my fairy tale, right? So we do the pre-show, like the pre-thing to interview for Housewives, and he wanted to talk about himself. And I just remember the casting agent said, well, that's great you were in Madison Square Garden, but we want to talk about her. And I remember going back, you know, that night to the room, and he was so mad. Like, he was so mad that they didn't care about his career.
What in the Peter Thomas?
Because this is not Basketball Wives. They did not care about his career. And I started looking at it, you know, I'm very alert, started going like, oh, this is going to be a problem. You know, this is going to be a problem.
Why would you even want to bring someone on a reality show with you that you're not really serious about? Like, this is really just sort of someone that you're using to make the man that you supposedly are serious about jealous. Okay.
Because you're going to get in the show. You're going to be the star. It's going to be all about you.
It's going to be a problem because he been a star.
Yeah.
League all these years, coach. It's going to be a problem. And after that day, after the interview for Real Housewives, he was bothered. And he would say stuff like, me and my boys, we going to turn Real Housewife up.
So he wanted to be a housewife.
Seemed like...
He wanted a peach.
Seemed like after he was so bothered about such a small thing, I was like, okay, this is the issue. And then that very same week, I had to go do the Cam Newton show. And when I got back, I had my little green dress on. You know, I had hiked my titties up. I enjoyed Cam. It was a good time. When I got back to Noble, I walked in and there was some rappers. And they was like, oh, it's Kempire. And then he was like, I feel like when I was in the NBA, waiting on a woman, you know, to get back.
Wait,
that's what he said to me.
So he was jealous, obviously.
And then very insecure. I wonder who this is. You know how the Bravo universe and how the online investigators are going to figure this out.
That's kind of feminine. I mean, it seems
He
like...
probably waiting to send my text messages. Send them.
What text messages?
Life's text messages. Something.
Wait, you was talking shit?
Yeah, but he'll, you know, people expose you for everything. Just go send them. But, sir, it was not the one for me. So they loved him. Like, the network loved him. You know, everything.
So she's saying that production, the network, they loved him. They probably because they liked a Peter Thomas on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They like a messy husband. They like a husband that you guys love to call sassy. They love that type of personality.
And, you know, we got Charles Oakley. We got everybody. And I love Charles and Angela. So here I am sitting like, I'm finna be stuck in this situation with this man who's already showing signs of a liability. So I tell my husband I even though I never stopped talking to him, I say.
So she was in a relationship with the basketball coach, and she was still dating her now husband, her on again, off again husband. Okay.
I gotta tell you something. And he say, what? I said, I've been dating this man and he loved me and he gonna marry me because he's handsome. And then he had played for the Grizzlies. And I was like, he was a Grizzly and he loved me.
Wait.
And I was like, yeah.
Now you know people are going to put it together. So what now NBA coach, that's currently an NBA coach, played for the Grizzlies? Don't let me, I will pause this video and look it up.
But you ain't mad. I wanted him to be like, ah! So we interview. We still don't interview the show. And I'm looking at this man through the interviews like, oh, I hate you. And so I say to him, I can't do it. And he's like, he kept trying to get back with me. My husband kept saying, stop this. Like, stop this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's fix this. Let's fix this. My husband say, break up with him. And I say, nope, I'm not. Because he is ideal. It looks good for me. And he say, let's get married. Let's get married tomorrow.
Kay, you didn't get married the next day.
I swear for cracks and cheese. He came to Nashville. We went right down there. And we got married. Then I had to tell the other man.
Kay,
First of all, why would, this is a toxic situation between K. Michelle and her now husband. Because why would you want to marry someone after she's told you she's cheating on you with this other man and she's telling you, no, he's perfect on paper, blah, blah, blah. Like what is going on here?
the next day,
I promise.
you're lying.
I promise on everything I love. So he marries me. We get married. So we got to fly to New York. I'm supposed to fly to New York. Say that's a Monday. I'm supposed to fly to New York on Friday, but I'm supposed to take the coach. I ain't tell nobody. That ain't their business. If you want my real life, this my real life.
You didn't tell the network.
Nope. I tell him, we going to New York. And he said, have you told these people that you married me? I said, I don't care. So when I walk into the network, got all the executives at the table, and they're like, yeah, I'm confirming that the coach is coming. So I sit down, and I'm just talking to him. So he's like, yeah, so where's so-and-so? I was like, well, I got married. They was like, yay! Oh, well, we wish we could have, wish we could have got it. So they like, where he at? And then here come my husband. He walk in, they like, who is this? What is going on? And I'm like, this is my husband. And I just waited. See, I'm petty too. Because I love a reaction. I love a thrill. So when he walk in, I don't want to do no explaining. I just want to look at the room.
And none of them had ever met him.
No. They was like, huh? Like, what? I said, well, this is my husband. This is who really love me. Because that's the truth. This is who really love me. This is who I really love. This is the truth. And we married.
So she was putting production through it. They're all confused, like, what in the Porsche is going on with the timeline of all this situation?
So how did you and the doctor get through the fact that you had been with another man?
Because he been with a lot of bitches. Okay. How you gonna say something to me?
Oh, so there's been cheating in this relationship too. Lord have mercy. K. Michelle, I know some of you are like, well, I want to see this all play out. Are we going to hear about this during the season? Well, you're not going to hear about the other guy during the season because she says that's why she's willing to talk about it. So you know how to do a little Googling and schmoogling because I need to know. She gave us some clues as to the guy that she was dating, this NBA coach that played for the Memphis Grizzlies. According to Google, there isn't a current NBA coach that played for the Memphis Grizzlies. Is this a scheme that K. Michelle just came up with to be interesting? I don't know, but it sounds like a hot mess. I'm interested to see what exactly K. Michelle is going to give us during the season. The first episode, she made me laugh. She made me giggle. But I don't know about this personal story because it feels like everyone on the current season of Atlanta are playing games, like literally playing games, giving us storylines, giving us fakery. And I told you from the jump, my antennas have gone up when it comes to K. Michelle and her own personal storyline. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Well, our friends over at Ro has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, Ro might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effects management, dosing support, and more. Ro offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing Ro as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot? Why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. Say what you want about K. Michelle. Anytime she's on television or in an interview, she's going to get the people talking. In her new interview with Jason Lee on The Jason Lee Show, which you can view on BET, it seems as if K. Michelle had a few gripes to bear, and that is with regular Robin, Giselle, as she refers to her, Giselle, and Drew Sidora, and what we can expect for the new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it was just yesterday that I reported to you on a portion of K. Michelle's interview with Jason Lee. If you missed that video, be sure to check that out. There's just so much more that came out and to unpack from this sit down that she did. And I have a lot of thoughts because I'm going to twerk on a fence because I can see K. Michelle's side on one side, but on the other side, I can see K. Michelle's being a little too sensitive. And I'm a little worried for her because not only is she being sensitive in regards to what other reality TV stars are saying about her, but the audience is going to have an even bigger response. And the Bravo universe versus the Love and Hip Hop universe are two different places. The Bravo universe is even bigger. So, as you may recall, we reported on this a few months ago when regular Robin and Giselle were on their Two Broke Girls podcast, and they were talking about them recycling the girls. Remember, that even sparked Quad confronting Giselle on Watch What Happens Live about what was said on the podcast, only to come to find out that Giselle had egg on her face, and she did say something that Quad had pointed out. Okay, Michelle, at the time, when they had mentioned them recycling the girls on Bravo, K. Michelle responded at that time. And even then, I said to you guys, I don't really feel like what Giselle and Robin said was that bad to warrant the response. And I really still stand on that, especially with the response that K. Michelle gives to Jason Lee. So let me just remind you what exactly regular Robin and Giselle had to say at the time. This was a few months ago.
Before you move on to something else, speaking of Atlanta.
Yes, I love Atlanta-ish.
I think Atlanta has run out of people.
No. What do you mean run out of people?
So apparently, Real Housewives of Atlanta has K. Michelle from Love and Hip Hop on their show.
Okay, you had to clarify that though. Okay, but we're going to speak to that, but go ahead.
And Married to
Allegedly.
Medicine has Angel from Basketball Wives on their show. Atlanta has run out of people.
Okay, Angel from Basketball
She was a nurse. Really pretty girl.
Who is she? Who was the basketball wife she was married to?
Are any of them ever married to a
We're
basketball
dealing with.
player? I don't know. I just know that she was on Basketball Wives like a number of seasons ago.
Okay.
And it might have been like the LA version.
Is Married to Medicine supposedly, allegedly filming now? Are they filming now?
I guess so. I saw a picture of her filming a confessional for Married to Medicine.
Oh, wow. Okay. So are we rinsing and recycling?
That's what it looks like. So I'm like, out of all the people in Atlanta, now they're like, I really thought
In all fairness, I will also point out, and multiple Bravo celebrities have pointed out over the years, that this was something that Bravo would have never done a few years ago. They would have never taken someone from another network and utilized them on one of their reality shows. Candy, I believe, even recently pointed that out. It was very unheard of, and I'm sure for them, they've heard that as well, being in the Bravo space for the last 10 years.
network or the shows tried to like avoid crossovers from different networks.
True.
But I am like, Atlanta is running out of people because you're using people from other networks now.
But that's when but 85, it stays on traffic. So they're not running out of people. Right. They got plenty of people in Atlanta.
Right, with 6 lanes, but 12 lanes across.
Yes, I do want to say, and the traffic is traffic morning, noon, and night. Like, it don't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about K. Michelle really quickly.
Okay.
And this is allegedly, we do not know, because it has not been said officially that she's on the show. I'm not mad at it. I feel like, at first I was like, what? K. Michelle, that's weird. But out of the love and hip hop, because I'm a love and hip hop girl. Right. So out of the love and hip hop world, there are very few people that I feel like have left that behind them and have gone on to do so many other things that it really wasn't a factor.
But she was already somebody before love and hip hop.
So, in all fairness, when you rewatch, this is why I'm pointing this out and why I'm re-showing to you guys to remind you what was said at the time. I have to say, they were actually complimented K. Michelle. And I don't know if K. Michelle's just extra sensitive, but they complimented her in regards to, like, she's one of the few people to come from a reality show and actually have a larger career. And some of y'all are saying it feels like they are recycling the girls over there in Atlanta and on Bravo because there are so many people in Atlanta. You would think they'd be able to find someone new. Maybe. Well, when K. Michelle was asked about this, and more so she was asked about people's reaction to her joining Real Housewives of Atlanta, because a lot of you have been saying, oh, here we go. They're turning it into love and hip hop. You know what people have been saying about that. So this is what K. Michelle had to say about that. And I will say this, Jason Lee sort of kind of threw Robin in there.
Do you know how disgusting it is to watch black women? She don't supposed to be on there. She don't fit. Well, you haven't even picked up your kids from day camp. How you gonna tell me I'm not supposed to be somewhere because of my past? Because I was open enough to show you my life, what you've dealt with, you gonna say I'm not good enough or this enough to be on a TV show?
Are you talking about Robin Dixon?
Forget Robin. She's a couch potato. We don't care about no Robin Dixon. She can't even be content in the fact that her husband or whatever he call himself don't want her. Are we finna do that?
So you see when I play this, mind you, this is recent interview, and you saw exactly what Robin said at the time. Did Robin, yes, there's so many things, and we've said it in covering Robin and Juan's relationship over the years. Calling her couch potato, we found it made us all giggle. But now in April of 2026, this amount of, I feel like so many people don't like Robin, so they're all laughing at this and like, oh my God, look at her, she's dragging Robin. But when you look at what Robin originally said, and even at the end of that video is giving credit to K. Michelle, it didn't warrant this. Throwing her marriage in her face, come on.
You can't keep a job. Let's not talk about me with every accolade that you will never see unless the rapture comes. You can't talk to me about where I'm.
I wish anyone luck that's going up against K. Michelle at this reunion, because you see, this is, mind you, this is very small in regards to what Robin said about K. Michelle and how K. Michelle is reacting. Can you imagine what Drew's going to get at this reunion? Lord have mercy.
Supposed to be. Where God placed me, where production and anything, there are housewives that are me. That feel like me, think like me, look like me, gone through what I gone through. Ain't a housewife show supposed to show the real housewives?
And you're a real housewife.
I'm a real housewife. It don't matter if it was a whole coach trying to do it before. I'm a real housewife, like for real. I got a real man that really love me. I got real life. My shit.
And if you guys missed the video that I posted yesterday about her relationship, it's worth going back and watching that video. But when she talked about she has a real man that really loves her, there's some red flags with that relationship. Because first of all, that wasn't the original guy that she brought to producers. She brought this coach. She told the story in this interview. She brought this other coach who she felt like he wanted to be the star of them being on RHOA, but it's not about him. But she said she only did that because she was playing this game with her current on-again, off-again husband. I can't go through all of it because in this video it'll be like 40 minutes. Go watch the other video because that was like 20 minutes of just trying to break down the red flags in that relationship. I wonder if we're going to see any of that play out during the season. I know we're not going to see her talk about this other man, but this relationship it doesn't seem as hunky-dory as she's painting it.
Don't be perfect. I'm really trying to get it together. I really want another child. And for you to sit there as on a couch selling T-shirts, selling T-shirts, hats, caps, or whatever you're trying to sell and think it's a joke. You and the other one over here like a little devil. Y'all over here laughing.
Who's the other one?
Just hell. For y'all to sit there and try to laugh at another, like, why you laughing? What is funny? What is funny is my accomplishment trumps and laps all of y'all accomplishments. I could die right now and you still wouldn't catch up. You get what I'm saying?
This is, again, why I played for you what they originally said. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I can appreciate the humor, the clapback, the shade. Don't please understand. I'm not sensitive to the shade and thing. But I'm showing you this reaction. I don't believe warranted the reaction for what they said on their podcast. And they've said worse about other people. We've seen them do and say worse on their own reality show. I just feel like this was a big reaction for what was actually said.
I hear you, yes.
But when we come from different shows and different things, you know, you round up fighting people about your career and what it is. People always want to talk about your past and where you started from.
Wait, was Giselle hating too? Giselle wasn't hating.
And she had a little thing. I told her she looked pretty because that's all she is. That's what she needs. So she was like this. You know, loving hip hop. And she said, and then she said, yeah, I like K. Michelle. You better. Why wouldn't you? What have I done to you? Why wouldn't you?
This is why y'all need to leave a Pisces alone. Pisces be my...
Pisces are unhealed Pisces. I think that's really important because you guys always think that I'm accusing all of the Pisces of the same thing. Unhealed Pisces. Is K. Michelle unhealed Pisces? Tamar Braxton, unhealed Pisces? Tamar's probably like, how I get in it?
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Okay. She's a Sagittarius, Lisa Barlow. So, okay, but that wasn't it. Because there's more that is to come for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. As you know, I talked and recapped Real Housewives of Atlanta's premiere episode on Monday here on the channel. There were some things that were brewing between K. Michelle and Drew Sidora. And I said to you then, I'll say it again, I didn't understand the shade that Drew Sidora is already saying and throwing towards K. Michelle. Well, she addresses that in this interview.
You see, I came in love for everybody. And that I will. I'll never start anything. Mm-hmm. And to watch a person set up her plot and to say, is K. Michelle a singer? Was she ever a singer?
They didn't say that.
Oh, who is she? You was following me. I was never following you. Beyonce know me. You don't have to.
But didn't Beyonce send you the note and the flowers?
That's what
that said you're killing it?
How you sitting up there in a whole karaoke bar type performance, and you want to talk about me, you gonna say, I don't know if she's still a singer. I've been touring for years, and you've been trying for years. There's no way in 6 years that you got 10,000 streams. That is not a beginner. That is a loser. That is a loser.
Then Beyonce.
That means that you got to find something else to do. You watch this season, Jason Lee. And people try to make stuff be about music and this. When you watch this season and see the lows that were hit in order for me to react, the fact that why would I go fight with women that I want to win? Mm-hmm. Genuinely. Mm-hmm. This show, regardless of anything, this show really do mean a lot to me, because as a black woman in reality, to watch this show be so big, I don't want to do nothing but add my legacy to this show, and I want it to go even further. You watch it. Just to watch some of the most hurtful things to me that were done by men, and to watch a particular woman use that in combat to hurt me, pretty low. But it's TV.
It makes you wonder what exactly was said. And we do see that Drew and K. Michelle get into a very heated argument. So it makes me wonder what exactly was said. Again, based on what we saw with the Robin and K. Michelle issue, I have to see it for myself before I jump to any conclusions. I need to see it for myself, but I also remind all of you, we're watching an edited show, so context is important. It makes me wonder if we're going to see or have this explained at the reunion, but we also have to just wait to see how this is only episode 1 that came out this week, and there's so much drama already happening.
Entertaining, right? But I'm going to tell you one thing about entertainment. I'm a star. I'm going to always win entertainment. Mm-hmm. I'm going to entertain you, and I'm going to win. And I'm going to vindicate. Mm-hmm. So play at your own risk.
So did Drew Sidora get peach cobbler, or was it just rotten peach?
Y'all keep bringing up somebody who's never been brought up in history.
No,
She ain't been brought up in movies. She ain't been brought up in music.
I know she was a YouTube star.
Right. That's where I have to correct the history. We've known Drew Sidora. Even before she came up Real Housewives of Atlanta, we knew who Drew Sidora is. She's gone on to do all kinds of movies and things like that. She was in Step Up. She was in, of course, the TLC story. We know she was on The Game. We know Drew Sidora. When it comes to music, Drew Sidora is fairly new when it comes to her putting out her own solo music. But God, we're just going to have to wait and see how this all plays out. But over here, we don't take sides because we are team us, because we don't know these people. And you can see how some of them can be really sensitive about certain things. And you're sort of like, can K. Michelle survive being on this show, especially between what the fans are going to say and what the other women are going to say in podcasts and in interviews? Can she survive? Because she has always been sensitive. And now you're back in the spotlight in reality television where people are commenting on your life and everything that you're saying and doing on the show. Can she take it? I hope she can, because it's not going to be an easy road if she can't. Ooh, child. Not Drew Sidora ordered to vacate a Georgia mansion. We got breaking news, y'all, and we were just talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So those are the taglines. Be sure to let us know how you guys are rated. Drew Sidora? Hold on, wait a minute. According to TMZ, Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora was ordered to vacate the Georgia home she shares with estranged husband Ralph Pittman. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, Drew must be out of the home by May 31st. The judge said due to the current financial circumstances of the parties. Until Drew leaves the home, they will continue splitting the expenses. Drew and Ralph will share joint legal custody of their kids. Ralph, who currently lives in the basement of the home, is allowed to go upstairs in the home to prepare the kids for school. Ralph was awarded primary physical custody of the kids during the school year, and Drew will have parenting time on alternating weekends starting in August. Excuse me? He was I guess maybe because he's going to be in the home and she has to move out? How does that happen? Ralph was awarded primary physical custody of the kids during the school year. And maybe because the school is close to the home? Oh, but damn. Now you're getting kicked out the house. What is going on? And Drew will have parenting time on alternating weekends starting in August. The decision came after claims their kids had excessive absences from school while in Drew's custody. Drew, you busy fighting online with K. Michelle. You got bigger fish to fry. The decision came after claims their kids had excessive absences from school while in Drew's custody. She previously had primary custody of the children. See, that's when these things happen, when mothers lose custody. Wow. The divorce has yet to be finalized. A rep for Drew tells TMZ this matter is still being actively litigated and is in the middle of the final trial. The second temporary order is in fact temporary and does not reflect the final outcome of the case. But Drew, we reached out to Ralph's side, who had no, quote, no comment. As TMZ first reported, Drew and Ralph filed dueling divorce petitions in March of 2023. It's been 3 years since they filed for divorce. This split turned nasty, with Drew claiming she needed out of the marriage due to continued blatant disrespect and mental abuse. Drew also accused Ralph of cheating on her. The Bravo star sought primary custody of the two kids while she was looking for joint custody in his papers. While he was looking for joint custody in his papers. In November of 2025, Drew claimed at BravoCon that Ralph was still living in the basement of their marital home. So she already confirmed that during the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I thought that they were getting closer to this divorce being over. But to find out that, even though I do believe that this is temporary, but for her to lose primary physical custody, they still have joint legal custody in regards to making decisions when it comes to the kids. But to lose physical custody because the kids were having excessive absences, where was she living? What was going on? Drew, you going over there to Kelly's restaurant to be shady. Remember she did this on the off season, going to Kelly's a restaurant that was closed, and then you making a whole video about it. You got bigger fish to fry. You can't be talking about anyone's home or business when your business at home is not in order. Come on, Drew. And I get it. It's probably not easy. You got multiple kids and now you're doing it on your own. I get it. But come on. Then you're not talking about you talking about going over here trying to be shady on social media towards K. Michelle and towards Kelly. You got bigger fish to fry. You just lost physical custody of your children. In the words of Remy Ma, are you dumb? Sorry. You don't have any, I don't want to see anything on social media between you and any of these ladies, Drew, until this stuff is sorted out. There's no, when I thought Drew's posting these beautiful pictures of herself on social media and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, fine, Drew, fantastic. And she's clapping back. And look, she's clapping back at people coming at her. You've got bigger fish to fry. You just lost physical custody of your children due to excessive absences from school. As I said before, I understand it's not easy, especially when now you're a single parent trying to do all the things. And I know Ralph is not perfect. However, you spending too much time on social media, going to people's places of business, trying to shade them on social media. Come on. Frustrating. For those that just joined us, we had the breaking news that Drew lost physical custody of her kids due to excessive absences from school for the children. Drew's statement reads like this that she issued to TMZ through a rep. This matter is still being actively litigated and is in the middle of the final trial. The second temporary order is in fact temporary and does not reflect the final outcome of the case. It says a bunch of nothing. That says a bunch of nothing, Drew. But again, I always say this. We don't like Ralph. And we were talking about this with Ashley Darby and Gullum. We were talking about this with Erica Girardi and the other one. These people get into relationships with these toxic men because on some level, they're also toxic. And there it is. And there it is. All right, so that was the breaking story. Drew, I wish you the best because I know that's not something that any parent wants, but Lord have mercy. So she also has to move out of the house by May 31st, y'all. She has to move out of that house that we've seen her film it. She's also got to move out of the house. Lord. All right. Let me say thank you. We had quite a few super chats. Cal C. Teacher. Thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. We appreciate your support. You sent a couple of super chats. Thank you so much for the super chats. We appreciate it. NASA, thank you so much for the super chat. NASA says, I wonder if that's why she wanted to steal some of the stuff in the divorce case. Possibly. I think she probably also didn't want us to know how much she makes and that kind of thing. So who knows? And maybe some of the abuse and things like that. So who knows? Billy, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Billy Jean's Blast says, Drew is using her willpower for the wrong ish at the wrong time. Typical Drew. I agree. I'm all of this social media behavior and your house is not in order. Moving on from there, guys, you may have seen the story that Drew Sidora had lost custody, at least temporarily, of her children because she was not getting the kids to school. There was excessive absences. And look, I saw all of your opinions. All this happens conveniently right before a new season. You're blaming Ralph. I am not a fan of Ralph. However, there's something about Drew going to Nana's Chicken and Waffles a few months ago before the season started, making fun of Kelly, but trying to act like she's a concerned friend. Now she's going back and forth on social media with K. Michelle. There's something about this behavior. I'm like, girl, you have bigger fish to fry. Get your kids to school. And I know some people have come to her defense saying, this is Ralph's fault. Ralph did something. You're blaming the attorney. How about we blame Drew? Because even this morning, as I record this, Drew is concerned about her beef with K. Michelle than she is about what's going on with her children. And it's interesting because 3 hours before she posted about K. Michelle, she posted this statement that really said a bunch of nothing, but I'll read it to you because it's an update. It's a bunch of nothing because she says, good morning. Some details regarding my divorce have recently become public, although the process is not yet finalized. During this time, Ralph and I are committed to co-parenting and doing what's best for our children. While certain things are beyond my control, my focus remains on showing up every day as the best mother I can be. Living in the public eye comes with challenges, but I'm choosing to move forward with grace, growth, and intention. My children are my priority, and I'm committed to leading with love, peace, and positivity. There is no ill intent toward anyone, just a continued focus on healing, evolving, and becoming the best version of myself. So at no particular point in this statement is she even blaming Ralph for the way that these things have turned out. She is emphasizing that these situations have not been finalized yet, which says to me that her losing custody is temporary, at least during the school year, because that's what the details said. But this statement said a bunch of nothing to me. You know what I mean? It really did not say anything. And again, should she have just kept quiet? Maybe. So then 2 hours later, Drew goes on social media, reposts what someone replied to her in regards to K. Michelle attending the TLC premiere party. And this is what K. Michelle said at the time.
TLC song with J Squared Magazine.
No, I don't want your number.
This is Drew singing.
No, I don't want to give you mine. And no, that one for sure. And definitely. The choreography and the outfits and the makeup and the hair. Everything was everything.
It was a great experience. Thank you for having us last night.
Thank you.
To be a part of both.
TLC is amazing. Like when it comes to being creative and being innovators and actually doing things that people have not done before, no one came out with condoms on their body. That did not happen, and for them, I think the highest point for me with TLC was the Waterfalls video, when they were able to talk on a lot of different controversial topics and things.
So the big conversation is whether or not K. Michelle knew Drew Sidora, because that's what K. Michelle's been saying in interviews, she was like, I didn't really know her. And I come to find out when I joined the show, she was following me on all platforms. Here's the thing. Drew Sidora has a name for herself. K. Michelle has a name for herself. I'm not going to take away from either one. I thought it was shady in the confessional when Drew was like, is she a singer? Is she still a singer? She's always been a singer. K. Michelle is probably one of the rare people to come from reality television and cement herself as an actual singer. She, for the last few years, has been working on doing country music to the point where Beyonce even knows this and sent her flowers and say, I can't wait to meet you. So we're not going to take away from K. Michelle. And everyone's going back and forth. This one started or that one started. How old are we? And some people are like, oh, this is Housewives, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's Housewives when it makes sense. It's good shade when it lands. So none of this lands. So she puts the looking eye emojis to this post where K. Michelle attended the TLC premiere. And some people are dragging her like, this don't mean she know you because she attended a premiere party. One person says being at someone's premiere party doesn't mean she knows you. Watching a movie you were in doesn't mean she knows you. Okay? But anyway, someone says this beef is so stale. I hope y'all don't drag this all season. Both of y'all throw rocks and then hide your hands. And to be honest with you, again, this is a beef that came out of nowhere. And I'm like, especially at the top of the season. We're only on episode 2, which premieres tonight. I don't get the beef between these two women. But here we are. Here we are. And it's not even that interesting. And if you saw the trailer for the season, I feel like this is the first half of the season because we didn't even get to see what happens during the trip. Based on what we're seeing for the first half of the season, it seems like there's going to be something between K. Michelle and Drew about singing. K. Michelle, no, she would hope that it would be about singing, meaning Drew would hope that it would be about singing. Y'all need to just stop it because I'm already bored with it. And the ratings so far, although not bad, not great either. Not great either. Yeah. Guys, get into some more of these hot topics and be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions if you follow me on all my socials at TheKempire on Threads, at TheKempire on X, and be sure to follow me on Instagram as well. Same name and the same name on TikTok.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.